he could have put the funds, assuming that was actually of interest to him. So for him to conceal it within the hotel itself, the entire stretch of the floor, and then the shrine and all that. So you check into a hotel and you are right inside the shrine. You may not wake up with your head on your shoulder.
Well,
so
we will talk about that.
But that is a summary. It's not a good story at all.
It's not.
Yes, we're not proud of it at all.
We'll talk about the shrine part shortly.
We just pray. We don't have many more of such hotels.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, indeed. We are looking around. We are encouraging our people. If you see something, say something. And the governor has even incentivized information. You can earn as much as 5 million naira for giving us very critical information that can lead to the busting of such criminal activity. Because this one was clearly an intel that we got. The investigation confirmed that their suspicion was actually correct.
Okay. Now, Dr. Mefor, you said grave-like partitions. Were any corpses retrieved from that site?
Yeah, well, I don't have all the details, but enough incriminating evidence were really retrieved from the place.
Okay. Another interesting bit is that this operation was carried out about a week after the governor signed the Homeland Security Framework into law. Now, does this speak to the efficiency of the Agune Chamber unit or the inefficiency of the Nigeria Police Force?
Well, I really don't know how to answer the question because before now, if the security agencies were on top of their game, they should have been able to discover a place like that. That is the fact. And, it's better late than never. Operation Udogachi is a joint operation, not just the Agune Chamber. Agune Chamber is only a part of it.
Okay.
Agune Chamber is the name given to Anambra Vigilante. They used to answer under the old law, the repeat law. They used to answer Anambra Vigilante Group. So the new law, the Homeland Security Law 2025, rechristened Anambra Vigilante to Agune Chamber. And the other level is Operation Udogachi. It's an operation. The operation is a joint strike force by 6 security agencies, our own vigilante that we now call Agune Chamber, the Nigeria Police, the Army, the Air Force, the DSS, and the Civil Defense, the 6 of them.
Okay.
And so every operation is a joint operation. What that means is that when you see the Operation Udogachi team, you are likely to see more than Agune Chamber. You're likely to see police. And when the operation demands, they can bring in the army, the civil defense, and all that. They have all contributed to the strike force, numbering over 2,000, divided in 3 levels, the state, the local government, and of course, the community-based vigilantes are all a part of the Agune Chamber now. So the state is committed to paying for at least 20 vigilantes per community, and we have about 200 communities in Anambra. What that means is additional 2,000, boots on the ground.
Okay.
So added to the over 2,000, we're talking about over 4,000 manpower, strong Agune Chamber team that is forming the foundation of the new security intervention.
Okay. And
then the police, the army. And they have started registering very spectacular achievement. That of Oba Hotel, is one. And maybe you don't know, in the last 3 to 4 weeks, over 12 buildings have also been brought down.
12
buildings? Yes. In the last 4 weeks, I will send you the videos. For you to keep track of what has been happening in Anambra. Over 12 buildings have come down from various locations in Anambra State, and many of these kingpins, these terrorists, these bandits and kidnappers, many of the ringleaders have been rounded up already. I'll send you videos of many of them, that have been picked up, and they are giving useful information regarding their gang members.
Okay.
And these are kidnappers. Many of them have collected ransom and ended up killing their victims.
Now, Dr.
That
Mefor,
level of wickedness. That level of wickedness,
Okay.
So the state is not taking it lightly. The state is on them, and no retreat, no surrender.
Okay, I would ask you questions about Operation Udogachi shortly, but there are concerns about the approach of the state government. I personally also expressed those concerns. Demolishing the buildings, does that not qualify as destroying evidence?
No, it does not. It does not, because before the building is brought down, there is a comprehensive video coverage of the activities, the evidence. Everything is under the confessional statements of the people associated with those buildings. So the video evidence can never be destroyed. And the government wants to send a very strong signal. So, Anambra will never believe that government is serious if you just point to a building and, so let that building come down. And, of course, that is what the law says.
But Dr. Mefor, for this...
Hello?
Yes, for this... Sorry for interrupting you. For this hotel, the latest one, the owner of the hotel is at large, which means investigation is still ongoing. So don't you think demolishing the building is kind of... it's at this point, it just might not be necessary.
It's necessary for us because we found enough evidence in the place. He is not a soldier, so what his military... fatigue doing in his shrine, in a hotel, and other incriminating evidence that connect to guns and all that. There is no need living at such facilities. It's psychologically damaging to our people. And there is what is called a courtesy in psychology. They bringing down such buildings is a relief to the public itself. It means they can see that the government is committed to rooting out everything. And that is also the provision of the law. Because Section 19, I think, says that that such a property automatically is forfeited to the state. The law didn't say until the court says so. The law says once you can establish the evidence that this place is used for kidnapping, the government takes it over.
So what of cases where I might be accused falsely?
How can you be accused falsely?
It can happen.
Are you saying those pieces of evidence we found were planted or what?
I'm not saying that, but there is a possibility of false accusation.
Well, we don't just descend on anything just like that. There must be investigation. And of course, you need to understand that what happened in Oba, just that it didn't happen overnight. The people, was received a while ago, so it's not the same thing. They got the information that they had to investigate, and they did investigate.
Okay.
If you cannot establish a prima facie case against an individual, there's no way Operation Udogachi will move against anybody. No, it's not for witch hunting. For what? The man is not a known political figure. So why would the government be interested? Is he the only owner? Is he the only owner of a hotel in Anambra? Anambra has probably more than 200 hotels. So why his own? Why? Why his own? Why did he construct his own with a grave-like, partitions at the last floor? You know, when he had, if he wanted to do animal farm, he had enough space in his compound to do something where people could see. Why put it in the rooms where people ought to sleep?
Okay, doctor, we
and
have.
People, so.
Yeah.
And people have been using that hotel without knowing that there is a shrine on top of them.
All right, we have to take a break now, sir. We have to take a commercial break. After that, this conversation continues.
Because if it's a private house,
so we have to take a break.
For more talk, news and sports, stay
Your info, I'm Sam Oracle Chinedu. A conversation for this hour. Over 30 graves uncovered in Anambra Hotel, and the response of the government of that state is a demolition of that facility. I've had Dr. Law Mefor, the Commissioner for Information, Anambra State, on the phone with me for a better part of 1 hour, and I have reconnected with him. You're welcome once again, sir.
Thank you. I'm here.
Okay. So before the break, you were speaking to the situation. I also understand that you have to get to other events, so thanks for making the time. I will try not to keep you for too long. Now, you spoke earlier about Operation Udogachi, and you said that it was a combination, a joint strike force made of 6 agencies, I believe you said.
Yes.
Now, many local security outfits that have been tested by different states had previously failed, and one common reason was that there was a lack of sustainable framework. What has Anambra State done differently to ensure that this initiative is sustainable?
Yeah, well, we took time to plan this operation. We started with the legal framework to ensure that everything they do is covered legally. And that is what gave rise to Anambra State Homeland Security Law 2025, signed into force by Governor Soludo on 18th of January 2025. And it provides for everything. It takes care of not only the crime and criminality, but also the enablers of crime, people who help the criminals. For example, there are some fake or real native doctors who claim that they can manufacture Odeshi. Odeshi means a traditional bulletproof, right?
Fortification, yeah.
For these criminals. And it gives them the false confidence to do whatever they do. They attack everybody, including federal government and security agencies like the Army and the police, the Navy. They have all been casualties of these hoodlums and criminals in Anambra, in the southeast, and in so many other parts of the country. So the law is also targeting those who are manufacturing that Odeshi. If you're manufacturing anything like that, whether it is real or imagined, whether it is real or fake, it is not criminalized. The person will go in for it. If you are found with human parts, for example, in Anambra, it's 25 years imprisonment without an option of fine. So, then drugs are also enablers to these violent crimes. Crystal meth, what we call in Anambra, Mburummiri. Mburummiri has become an epidemic. So, those who sell, those who manufacture such drugs in Anambra, they are now going in for it, whoever is caught. Then on the kinetic component, I've talked about more boots on the ground, more training, more sophisticated equipment, proper arms and proper payments and everything. So beyond the manpower, in the sheer number of vigilante that we now call a Agune Chamber, we have secured and installed for them the state of the art, what you call a command and control center.
Okay.
The entirety of Anambra State is now wired, connected through CCTV and other means of communication, walkie-talkie radios and everything. So every part of Anambra now is watched from a control room, a control tower. So anything that is happening in any part of Anambra State will set off an alarm, and the closest Udogachi team to the area where the alarm emanated from will initiate the first strike, and if need be, they will be backed up by those who are closer by. Okay. So even if it means moving the entire 2,000 to 4,000 Agune Chamber, the police and the army, depending on the level of challenge, they will converge wherever in Anambra and take on the opposition, take on the perpetrators of the security breach or criminality. In fact, like I told you, no retreat, no surrender. We are totally out. We have a call center now. We have constructed also a call center where from any part of the state, once you see something, you call 5111. That's 5111. And an operator that is well trained to ensure your confidentiality will pick up your call and then process it to those who will deal with it.
Okay.
So that you can see we have a command and control center. We have the call center. It's different from the command and control. The call center is different, working on its own, and more importantly, we have also installed state-of-the-art tracking system. Perhaps the best in the country now. So anything you do using any means of communication within Anambra, you will be tracked. We will follow you until we get you, and we have started picking them up using the equipment.
Okay, Doctor.
So you can see kinetic and non-kinetic.
Yes,
and
indeed.
The law is very robust.
All right.
The law, like I told you, the law has criminalized something like Odeshi, something like Okite. That's what they call Okite. Okite means money, Ogwego, what the Igbos call Ogwego.
Okay.
There are people who do Okite in Anambra. It's not criminal. You go to jail if you are caught claiming to be manufacturing, because you are not encouraging our youth to go for wealth without work.
Yes, indeed. Now, we very quickly, because we're running out of time, and I'd like you to answer this question quickly. With the Operation Udogachi now in force, where does that leave Anambra State as regards state policing?
As regards the state police?
Yes, indeed.
Of course, we are for state police.
Okay.
And if state police comes into force, Agune Chamber automatically becomes our initial, a policeman.
Okay.
They will become the initial policemen. They are already trained along that line.
Okay.
It's just a matter of name and legal power to be able to act.
All right.
But there is no way they can answer police now because the federal government has not signed that into law.
Yeah.
Don't forget, the 1999 Constitution says there shall be only one police force for the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So Agune Chamber is not police. It's mere vigilante.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Doctor, for your time. I wish we could talk some more, but I know that you have
the pleasure is mine indeed.
Okay.
Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Call me anytime.
Okay, I will. If hopefully it's not for bad news. Well, I would have loved the commissioner to stay back, but he said he has to get to something around this time. Well, you heard from the Commissioner of Information, Anambra State, as regards the hotel that was demolished because they claim they found over 30 graves. They found a shrine. They found ammunition, bullets, and things that were incriminating. And so my concern really was about the demolition. My question for you, even though we have just 5 minutes on the clock, so you need to be a part of the conversation as soon as possible. Do you think demolition properties linked to crime is an effective long-term strategy? Because I can imagine countless things that can go wrong. But the commissioner claims that due investigation was conducted and there was certain beyond reasonable doubt that crime was perpetrated in that premises, and so the building had to go down. 08179230002. We wrap up this conversation at 5:45. I beg your pardon? Okay, no, it's not. Okay, you can call. I don't think I have that limitation on time. 08179230003. WhatsApp is 08090306416. Please turn off your radio as you call. Patrick calls from HA. Hello, Patrick.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, I hope I was speaking with Sam.
Yes, you are.
Yes, I'm at the party. I'm calling from my friend here.
Go ahead.
Yes, I am in support of demolition of any building that is involved in such acts.
Patrick, please Turn off your radio.
Okay.
Yes, please.
I have turned it off now.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. You're in support of the demolition.
Such a building, I am in support that it should be demolished.
Why?
The reason being that the money involved in that building is also the same money, the same art that is being operated in that place. So that building should be demolished because the reason why they do that place, that hotel, is to be carrying operation of such art. And that sort of hotel always harbor criminals and people that kills human beings.
Okay.
So if that hotel should be demolished, nobody should pity the owner of the hotel.
Okay.
And the owner of the hotel needs to go to jail.
Thank you, Patrick.
Because you know what is happening there.
Okay. Well, the owner of the hotel is currently at large, and I'm certain the government of Anambra State are doing as much as they can to find him. Joseph calls from Eleme. Hello, Joseph.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
Yes, I am not in support of the demolition.
Okay.
I think a law should be in place. And such incident, I should have been forfeited to government. We have several ministries, several agencies of government that are lacking an environment such as such to inhabit. They should have given such a place to any of the government agencies to for them to take control of those facilities. But on the other hand, I will advise police should do more. Not most of these incidents, some of these victims, they are driven to police checkpoints. Some of them, they will be on drugs, asleep. The police will check anybody in the vehicle that is sleeping. Know the reason why that person is sleeping. And most of those hotels, not just in the state as a case may be, in the state here, you see the yacht kidnap somebody and drive into the facility. Bring him and nobody knows what is going on there. It is not just in Anambra State a case here. River State, a lot of hotels are no-go place.
Okay.
They should give up.
Now, Joseph,
thank you.
I'd like to respond to what you said earlier. You spoke against the demolition, stating that a law should be put in place. But you see, the Anambra State government demolished that building in compliance to its own law, the Homeland Security Law, which it just signed.
Yes, I am looking at it in this angle, that the law should be driven in this angle, that the property should be forfeited to government and not necessarily be demolished.
The law says...
We have a case here in River State where a scheduled kidnapper for a property was demolished by the administration of Wike. It did not go well with me.
Okay.
Millions of River State money was sink into those properties.
All right.
So it should be owned by the state.
I completely understand, but you see, the law is one step ahead already. It says the property will be demolished and forfeited. So the government will first break it down, then they will take the land. I guess if they have plans, they build something else there. Ken calls from Ubimini. Good evening, Ken.
Good evening, SOC.
Good evening.
I think that building should be demolished. Not only demolished, let government take in charge of that premises.
Yeah, the government has done that already.
And according to you, now you said that the owner of the hotel is now at large.
That's right.
That is to tell you how intentional and devilish the owner of that hotel is.
Ken?
He should not.
Ken?
Hello?
The owner of that hotel is innocent until proven guilty. The proving hasn't happened yet.
I know. That is by the law.
But you just called him devilish now, my brother.
For him to be at large means that he had proven himself guilty. I don't know if you're getting me.
I refuse to get you. It's a court that does the proving, not you and I.
Ordinarily, literally, and physically, even traditionally, Mr. SOC, that man, we are talking about 30 uncovered graves here.
Yeah.
Which you and I don't know how many years this action has been going on. Do you remember Otokoto?
Yeah.
It was only one day, but everything unveiled. So for this to be also exposed, let me treat it traditionally and humanly. Not everything we should be waiting for law, because you know it. The judiciary will do their own abracadabra, which you and I will not understand what will go on. Thank you very much. Ezekiel.
Okay, Ken. Thank you very much. Ken already is declaring the man guilty before making his way to a court. Okay, the reason that used for demolishing the hotel, and this is a comment on WhatsApp, is inadequate. Looks like a case of witch hunt. Politicians can do anything. Why didn't they discover and demolish the 2-story building that was used by Yahoo Boys, which EFCC busted recently? Well, that's a concern, and the commissioner said it's not a witch hunt. Ogu Justice, still on WhatsApp, says, kudos to Anambra State government. If we aimed at stamped out evil in our society, demolition is the best way to go. Criminalizing Odeshi should be nationwide. Ogu Justice. I actually was going to ask the commissioner, but again, he said he didn't have time. So for those who charm, Odeshi as it is called, who may not be criminals, he said, in our neighborhood, they shoot gun. For this reason, let me fortify myself with Odeshi so that it will not enter. Would you consider such a person a criminal for prioritizing their personal security? Benny calls from NTA Road. Hello, Benny. Good evening.
Yes, good evening, Sam.
I had my OP. Are you sharing money?
Hello? No, I'm not. I was talking to somebody.
Okay.
By my side.
Just checking. Please go ahead.
Okay, Sam. Please, my concern is I am against somebody going to demolish somebody's building, government demolishing that building without any proper evidence. That shallow grave you're talking of now, was any bone of any skull, any human being found there?
Well, he didn't give me that information because I asked.
Because the Commissioner of Information is saying that he doesn't have the complete information.
That's what
I
he
heard
said.
when you asked him
if
any dead body was found in the grave, and he said he doesn't have that information.
Yeah.
For me, I agree with the person that said this could be a witch hunt. Because if they're saying that you saw military uniform, that is not enough evidence. Or bullet shell. Because anybody could have planted that in there. So taking an excavator going to bring the building down is very, very wrong. If they had, like in America, if it's places like America, the government, what they do is drill the place and see if you can find human skull or whatever there that will implicate the person. Because for me, like you rightly said before, this is even is destroying evidence. Demolishing that building is destroying evidence. The place, if they had sealed the place up and government and investigation is going on, and they find things incriminating, then they can demolish the building. But for me, demolishing the building immediately for me is wrong.
Okay, thank you very much, Benny. Owanite Clinton West on WhatsApp says, good evening. The hotel in question should be demolished so it will serve as a deterrent to others. And Odinaka Woyike, the demolition of the hotel in Anambra is a welcome development. It will serve as a deterrent to others planning to join in this heinous crime. Woyike Odinaka says, we're live on Facebook and Twitter at Nigeria InfoPH. You can watch, listen, and drop your comments on those platforms. Let's see, do we have anything from Facebook? Yes, indeed, we do. And it's just one comment from Ogu Justice, who says, kudos to the Anambra State government. Demolition is in order. Olga calls from Eleme. Good evening, Olga.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
The demolition of properties is not the best.
Okay.
We have security agencies and other government parastatals that are lacking accommodation and the rest. Why didn't they convert it to their offices and the rest? You go and demolish. Civil defense are there, police are there, army are there. Yes, you should have used this at their office or accommodation instead of demolishing it. And then sometimes this demolition, some person when they're in power, they use that power now to intimidate others. sometimes this thing they are telling us might not be the right thing. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm listening. That's all I'm doing.
So sometimes this thing they are telling you is witch hunting. It might not be the right, it might be the true picture of what is really happening in that place. But because they are in power, they want to use that power to intimidate others. It's not the best.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Well, countless people giving dissenting views, some for, some against, but I'm certain everyone is on the other side of crime. Well, most people, can't speak for everyone. We definitely do not like crime. But the approach of government, is it the best way? Is it sustainable? What happens in the event of a false allegation? How much effort was put into the investigation that led the government to concluding that the owner of the property was guilty? These are questions that must provide accurate answers, because one mistake in the flow of this operation could deliver dire consequences. I mean, just imagine, right? Think about it. That the owner was accused falsely. Or think about it. That the hasty demolition by government did not produce all the required evidence. What if, even if the owner was guilty, there could have been more uncovered? But through the debris and the rubble and everything, you just did not uncover another crime that the building was used for. There are so many angles and perspectives to this. And of course, that's where my concern stems from. But you heard the commissioner. That means you heard directly from the Anambra state government. Daniel calls from Imogate. Hello, Daniel.
Good afternoon, Sam.
Good evening.
Chinke Daniel, Imogate Ozuako.
Please go ahead.
Yes, my Oracle, I stand with you when you ask that question. That is that not destroying evidence? Yes, even you said that that it will not bring anybody guilty here now. That it is the law court that have to say this person is guilty. So including the building as well. Yes. Until that evidence is proven, then even if they destroy the building to serve as a deterrent, good. So since both of that thing should be pending, I think that building also should have been pending until all evidence is concluded. Chinke Daniel Imoget was back.
Thank you very much, Chinke Daniel. And Daniel is my final caller on this part of the show. We have a break coming up at 4:55. After that, the news update comes up at 5 p.m. And we'll be looking at the education sector. The NOA has announced that there is a bit of a refinement to the curriculum. The federal government is introducing skill-based learning to basic education curriculum. That means at the primary and secondary school levels, our kids would learn hairstyling, plumbing, GSM repairs, makeup, and all of that. As a parent, are you okay with this? What trade would you like introduced? And can they pull this off? I'm also concerned about the public sector. These conversations happen in the next hour. Please stay with us.